All right, just gonna be here just to test out the stream right now. Just check if the audio is picking up and everything. So we'll just see if that's working out. And if it is, then we should be good to go. Just gonna be here. All right, looks like the audio is doing good. And yeah, I believe it's time for us to get started. But before I do anything, gotta make sure to do the usual announcements. So just give me a second here. All right, we should be good to get started. So, hello everyone. I'm Rodstream, and we're here for the next Clastar review. It's been a while since I've done this because I've been pretty on the busier side for a while, and I just didn't have time to do this. But now that it's on summer break, I have a lot more time to do stuff. We're kind of like smack dab in the middle of summer, and it's very exciting. There's a lot of new stuff that's been going on. It's also because we got back to a break. So now that we've kind of done all of our stuff, we are back, starting to do our usual weekly activities on the forums, and that includes also rating the charts that we have submitted to our forums as well too. So, without further ado, let me transition real quick so that way y'all can see the game. So there you go. I'm really excited to finally get started on this, and we're gonna see how it goes. So before we get anything ahead, if this is your first time here, let me explain how we do things. So I am a admin on the Clastar forums. Usually my activities include rating a bunch of charts, which is what I'm about to do right now, and also contributing to set lists and some of the weekly satellites that you also see in the server as well too, and some other activities here and there. But that's really what I mainly do. But one of the main things that I like doing for the forum is doing a live stream on reviewing charts that are submitted to our forums by various users to obviously give the creator of said charts a perspective to understand how they may improve their charts, but also for other viewers who are also watching this to see how they could potentially improve their charts. So that's how that's going to work. It's usually, in particular, I'm rating the planetarium ranking of the chart, which is divided into 4 categories: listed, rated, cosmic, and astral. And there's a 5th one called censored, but that's usually if your chart violates some sorts of guidelines or other practice that isn't allowed in our forums. But I'll kind of get into that. If you really want to know the nitty gritty of all that kind of stuff, there is like some, I did put in like a terms and conditions stuff in there. It's like a whole Google document that reviews everything. And also the forums like page itself too, if you want to look at like what constitutes those rankings. But also, if you want to get a particular reasoning for why certain charts may get censored, you can always join the Clastar server. It's listed in the description down below. If you join it, you can see why stuff gets censored down there. And yeah, that should be really all the important stuff that I really need to go over. But without further ado, I do think it's about time we get started. So we did get a couple of charts submitted from independent creators that we didn't have a part of the backlog, so we're gonna get right into that. So just give me a moment as I'm gonna start just downloading some stuff, and we're just gonna see like how that goes. So yeah, so just give me a moment while I get the appropriate files. Oh yeah, let me check out the stream chat. I haven't even done that yet. Is anyone here? Oh yeah, y'all are just saying my name, but in a different way. Anyway, I'm glad to see both of y'all here, One Leaf and B. So good to see you two here. Anyway, let me just real quick give this a quick little download, and yeah, we should be real ready to get right into it. I do think that we're just gonna see what happens. There are some charts here. I've seen some of them, and I haven't seen some other ones. So I'm pretty excited to just go through the whole catalog here, see what we get. And yeah. All right, cool. All right, looks like this one is a download only kind of level, so we're gonna see how that goes first. Yeah. Okay, cool. We're gonna see how this goes. And yeah. Hello. I do recognize you. I don't know what you go by. I mean, I don't want to say out like your whole full name, but I think you just go by placeholder, I think. But hey, it's good to see you here. Yeah, let's just get right into this. This song does have a very interesting name. I'm not sure if I should really say it, but you know what? I'm just gonna go with it. All right, let's put on no fail and we'll see how this goes. This is not great for the first start of the day, I'll be honest here. Oh my god. I just realized it's like the same like rhythm like over and over. Oh no. Oh. That was a nice song, but I will say, like, okay, obviously this is listed because there's like no visual effects. It's just basically a bare bones visual chart. I'm gonna say this right now. I don't really see any reason to like censor this chart at all. I will say this chart is very repetitive because it's literally just this. I think this exact same rhythm for like literally all of this chart, like right here. It's just the same rhythm like over and over, and I started like noticing that like probably around like the halfway point of that. And I was like, dang. But I mean, it's an interesting chart choice, but it is very repetitive. Oh yeah, by the way, this is why I didn't want to look at this name of the song. You know, I don't know if I want to pronounce that right now. Let's see what the composer is. I'll give them a shout out. If I don't actually, it might not be listed on the file, but don't worry, it is properly listed. The composer on the forms, at least for the submission, so we'll be fine on that. But yeah, it's just this is just listed. There's like literally like no visual effects. There's not any track animations or anything like that. It's very kind of just bare bones. But I mean, it is cool though. I do like the rhythm. The charting seems fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So we're just gonna leave it at that for now. I will say it is probably a little tough for this to be any higher than listed, even if this did probably get some visuals, just because it is like a very repetitive song. But who knows? But hey, that was a neat try to stop for the day. Let's hope that the next one is a little bit more kinder on me. All right, so yeah, let's just get started. Let me see if I can get the download of that real quick. Oh yeah, I suppose someone else has joined me for today. For a second, I thought I was going to be alone here, but if you would like to introduce yourself now, feel free to do so.
Is like my mic picking up?
Yes.
I'm fine.
Yes, okay. Yes, the sound is playing.
Yeah, hi. I'm Yappy, or I guess my @ is some cat thing in chat. But yeah, this was the chart of all time.
Yeah,
definitely the chart of all time.
Like I
mean,
said,
I'm still gonna get listed, but like,
there's not really much to say about it. That's for sure. But yeah, we will just move on to the next one. I did hear that there was like a 15-minute chart that I mean, it is an independent chart creator. It's not part of the like backlog, so we do have to review it live. 15 minutes. So we're gonna see how that goes. I'm just wondering. God. I don't know which chart it is because I don't remember. I do remember like it being talked about, but I don't remember which one it was exactly. But I do know it's a part of this 15 that we have to review for this week. So, yes. But let us hope that we can see something. All right. Downloads. And bam. Okay. There we go. We're going to put on the good old no fail on this one too.
Can you stream?
Oh, right. Yeah. I forgot about that. Let me do that real quick.
Oh my god, bruh.
Look, no one was like here for like a little while, so I was like, oh, I might just be doing this by myself for a bit. Okay, there you go. Is that good?
Yeah. Oh, this is the one.
Which one? I mean, what do you mean by that? All right, cool. Oh. I am way too rusty to be playing stuff like this. While we're kind of in this little break section, I felt like there was a speed change that was not properly indicated there, but I gotta go back and check that once I'm done. Yeah, I think I remember now. The speed changes on this chart are very confusing. And I imagine... Well, I'll go into it more once I finish the chart. Man, yeah, I do not know how long this chart plays on for, but yeah, I cannot play this for much longer, honestly. I'm gonna just use this as a chance to observe this, because these speed changes are definitely, something's off with these speed changes. It's definitely, like, not exactly the most friendly for sight reading at times. So I'm just gonna try and observe for those.
Oof.
Okay, then. Yeah, I'm assuming that was the 15-minute chart, now that I think about it. Well, at least we got it out of the way. Alright. I think unfortunately, I think that this chart is censored, and the reason why that's the case is because of those speed changes. Now, I gotta go and, like, observe them a little bit more in detail. Hold up. Why can't I... What the frick?
Evil speed changes.
I'm assuming that is what the other raiders were referring to, but I have to go and check on what they said exactly. So, bro, what the frick is going on, bro? I'm like trying to like alt tab so I can like get out of the game, but it's not letting me do it. Is it because I'm streaming? Hold up. Okay, there you go. Is it not? Will now let me to change? No, what the frick? Why is it? Okay, I don't know why I'm not able to freaking alt tab into my other thing. Okay, there you go. All right. I don't know if it was just me streaming that was causing that. But yeah. Let me go check right now. I guess you can also just tell me what's going on. Speed changes, refer to Ember's note. Overall, okay, VFX percent, exit censored, poor readability, various. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, it just seems like, again, it seems like a lot of people were kind of just, you know, a lot of straight lines and stuff like that. And then also the, I think it's just mostly just the speed changes that a lot of people were hung up on, which I kind of noticed myself because it's a bit hard to discern whether or not it's an accelerating speed up or like a 2 times 4 times kind of deal. I'm not sure if you know. Did you notice that too, Yappy? While I was like playtesting that, because I felt like that was
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
going on.
yeah.
Because like, eh, again, I don't really
It's a
like.
bit hard to discern.
I don't really like going into like the diff spikes and stuff like that because I did feel like regardless of what was kind of going on, some of the charting was a little funky at times, so it probably would have been listed. But I think it's just again a lot of people got really hung up on those speed changes, which is really unfortunate because like this chart is like fully VFX throughout the whole time, so it's not like this is just like a just a chart that was just given to us with like no visual filters or anything like that. Like this, there was some effort into. I could probably tell that this probably took a little while because I understand how long VFXing takes, especially because I've VFXed before too. So this stuff takes a while. It's just unfortunate that a lot of these speed changes are here. It does look like Ember does go into a lot of various issues throughout the whole chart, but I don't want to list that off right now, especially because I think the main thing that everyone really is hung up on is just those speed changes. So yeah, um, but yeah, I mean it was definitely very interesting chart. That is very for sure. But yeah, um, let me see what y'all said in chat because I haven't been reading chat recently. Oh wait, yeah, this is. Yeah, this is people just talking about the chart. Uh, all right. Well, I mean, Yappy, do you have anything else did you want to say about this chart before we move on?
I mean, pretty much the same thing. I did like the camera and like all the filters and stuff. I thought it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
If the speed change stuff was like a little bit more sight reader friendly, then I'd probably give it either listed or rated.
Mm. Yeah, that's fair. All right. Well, at the very least, we can now move on to our next chart of the day. So let us move on to that. Actually, wait, no, there is
You could stream
actually.
again.
Yeah. I'll stream again. I just realized that we actually got like another chart that was given to us. I thought for a second we were going to go into the workshop for a second, but no, we got like one more thing we got to take care of real quick. So, yeah, let me just, we got to go play this one. All right, let me just share my screen right now for you, Yappy. All right, cool. That should be good. Let me go and check if there's like anything else that we really want to, you know. Okay. All right. Let me get this next chart. I think that this one is just a download only, but I might be wrong on that. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Oh no, there's a Steam Workshop link here. Okay, cool. Let me go get that real quick. And we should be good to get going. All right, nice. All right. So let us move on to the workshop.
Uh,
Oh, what's up?
I don't think I can hear the stream.
Oh, you can't hear? Let me... Hold up, give me a moment. Let me just, like, unstream and then stream it real quick. If that's the case. All right. All right, is it good now?
No, I still can't hear it. I think it might be on my end. I'm gonna try rejoining Racy.
All right. I did like occasionally play this once, and I'm not sure how that went because that was a little while ago. But we will get right into it. All right. Oh right. Okay. Oh, wait, that was a... Okay, I thought that was just a comically big triangle. That was actually a back-to-back triangle. Alright.
Comically big triangle.
Yes! It just looked like a one singular big triangle. Oh, but man, I will say, I do remember why I... Okay. This is a good example of a perfectly fine chart, but, like, the bloom makes it so hard to see certain things. Okay, so, for sure, like, this chart is getting censored. And it's for its bloom alone. Like, okay, hold up. Let me go into like the editor right here. Because I'm pretty sure this chart is perfectly fine. Like all this stuff is perfectly readable. But like you just can't tell certain things. For example, if I go to this section right here, look at this. I just think that's just a big triangle. There's no way for me to tell that's a back-to-back triangle. Okay, and then in addition to that, there's like also some funky stuff like right here. This right here. Now, you could really easily mistake this as like one singular triangle here. I feel like it's very hard to tell certain patterns here, especially because the bloom just covers a lot of stuff here. There's like this one other section where like it kind of the bloom is like so like intense that it makes it hard to see like a twirl later on in the chart. I'm trying to find it. Yeah, this right here. Okay, this section. Like look at that. You can barely see that twirl. All right. So, but otherwise, like the chart is pretty cool. Like, I mean, the charting seems fine. I actually kind of liked it. It was pretty cool. But like the blue makes it so hard to tell certain patterns. It's really bad. I had to censor it just for that alone. Also, kind of, you know, these days it's been kind of more normalized these days. If you just have like a one gap tile between, tiles, that's usually indicates a pause
These
tile.
days.
But usually, usually these are like eh. Like sometimes I do like to have sometimes a different tile style for these kinds of pause things, but I mean it's okay. Uh, and yeah, I mean that's really all I have to else I have to really say about the chart. So it is getting censored because the bloom makes it really hard to tell certain things for ciphering purposes. So yeah, but Yappy, what do you think? What do you think, Yappy?
Bloom obfuscation. Censored.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
pretty much it.
basically. All right. Let me go check what y'all are saying. If y'all have any burning opinions you want to share with me. Oh no, not the Teox slander I've seen with the blue. Pause with no countdown. Very visible. That's insane.
The unmatched power of the sun.
All right. Well, I think it's now time that we move on to something else now. All right. All right. Let's see what we got next. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Okay, cool. That is our next chart for the day. So we are going to go ahead and do that right now. All right. Nope, I did not mean to go back there. All right. Always, like usual, put on the no-fail. So we are going to see how this goes. SN-1 spaghetti bins. Some tutorial levels, which I am always appreciative no matter what.
I can always appreciate a good tutorial.
Would you say you happy?
Can always appreciate a good tutorial.
Mm-hmm. Ain't that right? Also, like, not gonna lie, I really should not be missing on these tutorials. It's really not that fast.
Washed.
Oh my god, hold on. I'm gonna just replay that real quick, 'cause I feel like I could do that. That's not that miserable. Alright. There you go. Alright, let me not get sidetracked like that again. Alright. SN-3 Jagged Ascent. Okay. SN-4 Big S. Okay. Is my game okay? It's a little ominous. It's staying on this black screen for a little while. Okay. Oh, dang, what the heck? Why is my... Okay, I don't know why the game is lagging a little bit, unless this is like a... There's like comically big assets in this level, which I hope is not the case, because I know that lags out the game. Alright. Well, let us get started. right, yeah. That was a pretty good chart. I think the only thing that kind of maybe struck out to me a little bit was that maybe the camera was a little too zoomed in some of the faster sections, but otherwise it seemed fine to me. So, yeah. I think it's just simply cosmic. I don't know if there's anything else that was noteworthy that I thought might have been an issue. But what do you think, Yappy?
I like the VFX. I think it's really cool. It does follow like the trend that I see a lot of Adofai levels doing, which like just kind of do like cool VFX without like any like coherent like theming, but I still think it's fine because a lot of levels do that, and I still think it's cosmic. I do like the chart. I like the camera. I basically like everything about it, to be honest.
It's just the theming part that's like kind of a little awkward.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I think I've seen a lot of charts kind of, you've even said it yourself that a lot of charts already kind of do this already. But I think the thing that's kind of like, I don't really mind that too much though, unless like the chart's about to be like astral or something. But like, I don't really think that the chart was gonna get astral anyway. But yeah, just a pretty solid chart, honestly. I do think I'll probably give this a good replay. It's just not my freaking hand is a bit tired after freaking playing that 15-minute chart earlier, and I like drained like all my stamina. But yeah, I'll definitely try and see if I can give this a try because I do feel like I could probably do pretty decent on this level. But yeah, all right. Let's go on to the next one of the day, though.
Wonder what the next level could be.
I truly wonder. Okay, cool. ERB-1, cuffs and chains. When I say these three letters together, I'm just like get instantly flashbanged with a lot of epic rap battles of history. Okay. Cool, yeah. ERB-2, I got that dog in me. That's a pretty cool visual effect for a tutorial.
I really like the tutorial music for this one.
All right, well, let's get started.
Did you know that hand behind? Did you know how a fragile eagle, a torn disguise? Did you know how? Did you know the nights spent crying and the voice dropped low? Did you know how? If you knew you'd know how, it's time let me go.
Oh yeah, that was a really impressive chart, honestly. Wow. um, man, what do I even say? There's a lot of cool stuff going on in this chart, but I think what I appreciated a lot is that there was definitely some, you know, visuals there that might have been a bit more on the intense side, but they were definitely done pretty well, and I was able to sight read it despite all of that. There's like a lot of cool visual effects. I do like that one tutorialized section of like that mirror, really cool. And I also like how this also avoids a common pitfall that I see whenever people overused minimal tiles, which is that you can't really see overlap that well, and it does it pretty well by actually using a different color that kind of honestly kind of adds to the visual flair of the chart too. So it's kind of a clever way to kind of go around the minimal tile common setback while also adding more visually to the chart. So yeah. Anything you want to say, Yappy?
I think pretty much the same thing. I really like how dynamic the camera is throughout like the entire chart. It's very coherent in that way. The same thing like applies for like the deco work and the VFX. It's all very nicely done and very like polished, I think. And the chart's pretty good too, I do think. It's just a really good level. Like it's got everything it needs. I don't think it's like astral worthy, but for what it's trying to do, I think it's like God, I think it's like really good, which is why I think it's cosmic.
Okay. I mean, yeah. All right. I believe, yeah, I believe that's like all the charts that we had from just the independent chart creators. So, generally, for what I like to do in this case, um, especially if you're new here for the first time, we do have a backlog of charts, and generally, I don't review these on stream because a lot of the time, I think sometimes they can kind of lead into like this samey kind of feel, especially because we submit a lot of charts from a similar creator in like one go, so it can feel a little samey at times. But I do make one exception, and usually the exception is if the chart has the potential to become a cosmic chart, in which case I do review it on stream and see like what's up, and we can always talk about it because we do always have some interesting discussions if a chart can potentially be in contention for a cosmic if we have a little bit of a debate about it, because we've had that happen a couple of times before on stream. So without further ado, let's get right into it. I believe there's only like 2 charts that fit this criteria, so there should be just 2 more charts left for today's stream, unless one of you decides to submit an additional chart for us to review while we're going over everything. So yeah, so without further ado, let's get into these next 2 charts. Okay. I did play this one before, and I actually really like this one. This is another chart from Team Simplify, and I do think that this is definitely one of their better ones that they've released for sure. But I'll give it a quick little playthrough so you can see what I'm talking about. All right. So I did give this chart a cosmic from the last time I played it, and the reason why is because I do think it was like pretty simple, but I do think it's done like pretty well, especially because I think that the theming of this chart is like definitely on point in my opinion. I think it works very well for what they're kind of trying to go for this vibe. So I thought it was really, really, really good in that aspect. Um, and I'm not sure if there's really anything off the top of my head that might have been. I think the only thing that might have been a little strange is I wish that some of the pause tiles were like gems instead, so that way it's a little bit more easier to tell if they're pause tiles. But they do have countdowns whenever you do land on them, so it's not that bad. Like it's sight readable, so you can definitely react to it. But yeah. What do you think? Yeah, B, what do you think?
I think the level has really good atmosphere with its VFX. It's very good VFX. Like Project Simplify usually has really good VFX. Although the thing with the pauses, it's a thing that happens like very commonly in Project Simplify. It's not really standardized there, so I think I get it. It's still kind of annoying, but I wouldn't like censor it for it. I still think it's very much a cosmic chart. Does very cool things with its VFX. I very much like it.
Okay.
I'll buy one leaf.
What's up? Oh, yeah. Goodbye, Leaf. All right. Um, does look like we're just gonna, move on to the next chart that we have, which is this one. Actually, I do remember this one was also pretty memorable too. Let me go see if I can go get this one. I wonder I wonder how well I remember this chart, because I do remember playing this chart, and this one was actually really good. I liked it a lot. Nope, shoot, it might not be loading in because it hasn't loaded in just yet. Maybe. Hold up. No, it's definitely here. Hold up. Let's see if like just put this in here, maybe it'll show up now. Actually, maybe if I put this in, it would pop up a bit more easier. What the heck? Why the heck isn't it not showing up? Okay, hold up. Maybe I just gotta
Searching
give
for a level that doesn't exist.
It's not the reweight request yet. Alright. Hopefully it'll pop. What the heck? Why is it not? Okay, hold up. Let me just go to there. Let me just see if I can just get the freaking chart. If I just, like, if I can just potentially just get the chart again, and then maybe I gotta just like unsubscribe and then subscribe to it, and then it'll maybe show up. Alright, I don't know. I think the problem is that I think I just have too many like random levels I have, and that's probably why like the freaking browser takes forever. I probably should get into like cleaning this up a little bit, but I just haven't gotten around to it. Alright. Let's hope that it'll show up now. No, it still doesn't show up though. What the heck? Why is it not showing up at all? It's kind of annoying, honestly. Let me see if I can just get it. In the meantime, let me go check. Oh yeah, to answer your question, Nintendo. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't really be sure because a lot of the time that asset stuff was spotted by the difficulty rater. So I wouldn't really be aware of like what assets may potentially be allowed or not. I mean, I'll definitely give the chart a playtest and just give it my honest opinions without trying to look for copyright stuff. I'll probably do that, but I can't guarantee what the other like raters, especially the difficulty raters, would think, because they're a lot more stricter on stuff like that, especially for like censorship reasons and stuff like that. So yeah. Um. All right. Let's see if I can freaking finally get this chart, because it's been like not showing up at all for some reason. Okay. And if all doesn't work too, if it doesn't show up on my if it doesn't show up on the workshop list, I can always just download it myself. So Okay, there you go. All right, let's see if it'll pop up now. If I just give it a quick little refresh. Okay, now it shows up. I don't know why this was such an annoying thing to figure out, but okay, cool. All right. Now we can actually play the chart now. All right. Well, let's get started then. Yeah. Still a really good solid chart that I Still like to this day. I mean, this chart has a decent age to it. I think it's actually kind of. I mean, it's not that old, but I think it's definitely on like the older side of charts that I played recently. But I still think it holds up to this day. I think it's still very impressive. Um, I do think it is a cosmic. I don't think it reaches much further than an astral, mostly just because I think it's like I think the lyrics, how they're represented, is very cool, but some parts I just don't think have that extra oomph to it, and I think it's just because well, I do think the theming is really on point, and the charting's really good too. I think there could probably be a couple extra decos to really boost it up to an astral, but I mean it's still a really good chart. I still like it a lot, but that's my reasoning for why it is personally not an astral. But I do think it is getting to that point where if it had like that extra additional push, I could definitely see someone making a pretty good argument for this to be astral. But what do you think, Yappy?
I think basically the same thing. The camera is very dynamic. The lyrics themselves are also very dynamic. And there's also a pretty good chart. But apart from that, it's kind of like it just feels like cosmic, you know? Like there's not really much else going on that would make me like raise it up to astral. I'm not saying it's like a bad level or anything. Like I still very much like the level. It's a very good adaptation of the original Rhythm Doctor level. But yeah, I think for what it was trying to do, it's good. It's cosmic.
Okay. So we do have one more chart that's just like a rewrite request of a chart that got censored for what I believe to be copyright issues. I believe this was because it used assets from like Nintendo or like sprites, and I think that ran into like a little bit of a copyright issue, which is why stuff got censored. But the whole chart has basically been like revamped with, you know, I'm assuming original assets and everything, so that won't be a problem. So yeah, and that really should be the last chart of today, unless someone submits something like last second. So we'll see. Bam, bam. All right. I'm not sure how long this chart. Actually, does this chart even have tutorials? Let me go check that real quick before I play the download. Okay, no, it doesn't. Okay, cool. Seems pretty, we'll just get right into it. Oh, wait, what the heck? I didn't have no fail. Oh, I probably should put that on. I don't know why I didn't. I like kind of threw me off when I noticed that. No, it's fine. Don't worry. I want to at least give the whole level a good run playthrough. I will say though, I'm assuming that was supposed to be like Mario, since I can tell that the assets are inspired by like Mario from Super Mario World. But the custom assets are really cool though. Okay. So, all right, I gotta like review this chart real quick because I felt like there was some funky little sections here and there. Oh, right. I guess before I go over that one section, that might have been more interesting. I will say, kind of not a fan of this section right here. Um, of course, I had our understanding for a little bit. It's kind of, it makes sense where things are, but it can be a little inconsistent at times. You can kind of tell. Like, there's a blue twirl right here, but then like it's not really like consistent here. You know, it was a little.
Skyscape charting.
Yes, exactly. I was about to go right into that. I'm usually not a really big fan of this. I usually try to at least make it so it's kind of like a ladder, kind of like what you did earlier here. Like this is fine. And if it kind of stayed like this, like linear, like upward shape twirl ladder thing, I feel like these would be a lot more easier to read, in my opinion. So personally, I feel like the chart is a little off for that. And this section kind of personally confused me a little bit here. Of course, now that I see what's going on here, it makes a lot of sense, but like it kind of threw me off. I don't think that was really, I think it's more of kind of like a me thing here, but I don't know, maybe you could do something to make that section a little more easier to read, especially after like this little funky section. Although I do think if you just charted it just like a upward ladder, I do think that these like this rectangle, this extravagant rectangle would be a lot more easier to sight read if you just charted it a little bit differently like that.
Extravagant.
Okay. So, um but yeah, I think that was like the only notable thing that like what that was like off the top of my mind. Um but was there anything else that struck out to you? Um Yappy? In charting wise?
Um, Charting wise, it's really just the inconsistency of the twirls for me, which is what you already pointed out. Apart from that, though, I think it's fine.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. Also, actually, you know what? I've been always talking a little bit first, but I never gave you a chance to go first. So, what do you think of just the visual effects overall on this chart?
I think they're pretty cool. Um, Although I'm kind of indifferent right now between like rated and cosmic. If I were to rate it, I do think that the camera is pretty dynamic for what it is, and the VFX is pretty silly and creative, which I do really like. But I'm not sure.
I think I are you like mixed between like rated and cosmic right now?
Yeah.
I will come out and say that I'm feeling more confident for rated for this chart. And the reason why I say that is because I think the charting is just a little too funky for me personally, especially for these like tour ladders. I feel like I don't know. I think that kind of threw me off a lot, especially because with how kind of inconsistent it is, especially in how it's done. But also because I did kind of notice this, but well, I do think like the moving decos aspect of it was pretty nice. Um, I think the background was kind of just there a lot of the time. I mean, it's better than like having no background at all, but I did feel like it was a little flat at times. So that's why I'm thinking like it's probably more akin to rated for me personally, because I do feel like in most cosmic charts there's a lot more stuff going on, especially the background. There's like a bit more stuff going on there rather than just like some assets, which I do like the new sprites. The new like custom
Mhm.
sprites that you made for this chart are really cool, or whoever made them. I'm not sure, but I thought those were pretty cool. Like that was a pretty good addition. That's why I think that this chart is rated rather than just like listed, because there are some cool like visual effects going on there. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Taking into account the charting, yeah, I do think I would also give this rated. Although, like before, I was just kind of thinking about like the VFX.
Oh, like the VFX just
But
solely by itself.
yeah, yeah.
All right, cool. Well, all right. Um, I do think that's basically it for today, as far as I'm aware. Unless there's like something new. Let me go check. Well, I'm pretty sure we got through everything that I wanted to go through today. Are you seeing anything, Yappy?
I think we should be good.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, I think we should be done for today. So I mean, unless someone wants to do something last second here, but I think if that's the case, we shall be good for today. So
I mean, like, I would submit a level, but it's all like confidential, so
what do you mean by that?
I can't really submit any of those.
I mean, if you say it's faint, then I mean I understand.
Not faint. There's other like project trackers and the other secret thing.
Yeah, 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 yeah. uh, I was about to say, Yappy. By the way, you're phrasing it. You're making people pretty curious as to what this chart is.
I mean, maybe it's faint. You never know.
So there's no way you would want to submit it though if that was the case, you know.
No, I could never.
All right. But yeah, that really should be it. I don't know, bro. I don't know what is freaking going on, cause like I'm trying to like alt tab out of the game, and sometimes it's just not letting me do that at all for some reason, and I don't get it. The thing is that I would like to maybe potentially put it off full screen, but I'm worried that OBS is just gonna capture like all the other stuff that's not a part of the full screen, you know? So like I don't get it. Why the heck is it doing that? Like that's so annoying. Why is it? Is it because like I don't because it started happening whenever I started streaming on Discord, and then for some reason it's not allowing me to like alt tab out of there for some reason. So I don't know what's going on there. Let me just go check real quick and see what's going on.
Oh wow, B, I can see you have high hopes for the next week. Charts, the next batch.
Bro, seriously, like, why is this not working, bro? Like, what the frick? Bro, I swear. See, I don't know. I think I just had like screw it. We're gonna see what happens if I just turn off full screen. Hopefully it doesn't like freaking show off all my stuff. But okay, no, I think we're good. We're good. We're good.
Leakage?
What's up?
Leakage?
No, I don't think anything like that is happening. Okay, let me check. What is OBS showing right now? Okay, it seems like it's just off centered. But okay, cool. All right, I think I could finally just end the stream. I don't know what the frick that was all about. I don't know why. Like Alt Tab is just not freaking working for some reason. It's like so weird. But okay, I'm just gonna check the sheet like one last time and see if anyone submitted anything. It doesn't look like it. Let me go check chat real quick and see if y'all have anything that's pending or anything like that. Nope, doesn't look like it. Well, hey, um, I'm glad that all of y'all showed up for today. Hopefully, y'all learned some things. Hopefully, y'all had some fun watching me play through some of these charts. And yeah, now that I'm on summer break, you should be expecting at least, one live stream like every week or so, hopefully. Um, so I think that's gonna be pretty cool. Hopefully, y'all will be able to, have some fun with that. I'm really excited to start showing off some more streams because I know it's been a while. And yeah, so thank you all for being here. Anything else you want to say to them, Yappy, before we hop off for today?
Meow.
Oh no. He's just like yo, no. Oh no. Now we need two kitty doors now. How are we gonna handle this? Anyway, uh
Figure it out.
adios, fellas. Hopefully I'll see you not in like 3 months, but hopefully for a week from now. So goodbye and hopefully